Senator Bill Anderson was born and raised in Sioux City and is a graduate of North High School. He's a veteran of the Army National Guard. He has served on the congressional staffs of Senator Chuck Grassley and Congressman Steve King in their district offices. Bill and his wife Angie have a son and a daughter. Bill and Angie reside on an acreage near Pearson, Iowa, so there I get it straight. And they own and operate Anderson Professional Services, a tax accounting business in Sioux City. Senator Bill Anderson was elected to the Iowa Senate in 2010 and serves as the ranking member of Commerce, Labor, and Business Committees. He also sits on the Transportation, Infrastructure, and Capital Budget subcommittees. Please join me in welcoming Iowa State Senator Bill Anderson.
Thank you all for being here. As much as Angie and I enjoy seeing all your lovely faces, we pray for the day when we don't have to do things like this, the March for Life, the Interfaith Prayer Service, when we've actually ended abortion in our state and in our nation. And so we pray for that day, and we pray that that day comes sooner than later. Jake, you've had bad luck with the weather the last couple of years. I'm proud to say that I've been part of this for all 3 years that the Teen Defenders have sponsored this event. And I proudly march with all of you today. Despite what the weather is, it's very important that we come out and that we send a very clear message that the right place to be is protecting life at all stages, from conception to natural death. So thank you all for what you do, for being here today. We're in a cultural and spiritual war as pro-lifers, and we're all called in different ways. We have wonderful pastors like Pastor Gordon who preach about this, who speak to their flocks, and then you have politicians too. It's necessary to have elected officials who go to Des Moines, who go to Washington, D.C. to reflect our values. And what was frustrating for me is that coming in the 2010 elections, and as Pastor Gordon mentioned, I've worked for Senator Grassley and for Congressman King, and been involved in politics since I was 14 years old, volunteering, in a lot of cases, being the youngest person in the room. And I look around here today, and it's so refreshing to see so many young faces, because that wasn't always the case. And to also see that there is that we're starting to make the connection between this issue and other moral issues and the political side of that we have to participate in politics in order to make changes with this. That it's all well and good to go to the meetings, it's well and good to go to services on Sunday, but you have to participate in the process. You have to get out and vote. You have to get out and support people that you believe in, that believe what you believe, that you have to take it that next step, and how important that is. So in 2010, even though I'd been involved in politics most of my life, I came into the legislature, albeit in the minority in the Senate, but we'd just taken back the House, elected a Republican governor, and thought, you know what? There's no way the Democrats can defy us. They have to recognize that the people of the state, the judges were not retained, the judges that ruled that marriage was not just between a man and a woman, that it was between anything you can imagine, basically, is what their ruling said. And those judges were thrown out. We had taken back our government here in the state of Iowa, with the exception of the Senate, and thought there's no way the Democrats can defy us. They have to work with us. They have to see it our way. They have to see what the voters are saying. But that simply was not the case. I also heard a lot about, and I'm sorry to get into the politics of it, but that's the realm I operate in, is that the Democrats, you'd hear about these moderate Democrats, these Democrats that were pro-life, that were pro-traditional marriage, that were for smaller government, for all those things, but they were Democrats, and they were going to work with us and help us move an agenda. Well, I can tell you with 100% certainty that these moderate Democrats only exist in the realm of leprechauns and unicorns. They do not exist. Trust me when I say that. These folks that told us coming in that they were going to help us pass pro-life legislation, they were going to be supportive of a marriage amendment, it never materialized. They never came forward. And so that was deeply disappointing to me. And it's also deeply disappointing when people that you serve with in the legislature are in Des Moines, in our capital. And while Angie and I were expecting our third baby, and we've done a lot of praying, since we found out. With Angie and I, we're older, and so with all three of our pregnancies, Angie's been advanced maternal age. And so you have concerns about the health of the mother, the health of your baby. And so we've done a lot of praying for a healthy baby, that Angie has a good pregnancy. But then I have colleagues down in Des Moines, and I'll name them, Senator Jack Hatch, Senator Janet Peterson, and Representative Tyler Olson, who are in Des Moines, in our state capital, praying for more abortions, praying for the abortionists, praying for those that perform those abortions. These are the same people who want to lead our nation, lead our state. Two of them were running for governor, as a matter of fact, at that time. These are the people who want to set the agenda for the next generation, while all along they're praying to abort them one by one. They're praying that abortion continues, so there won't be that next generation. And I find that disgusting. And I find it very sad. And I think that I would humbly ask for your prayers. Because as Jake mentioned, as Tom mentioned, there are times where you feel, well, maybe we can do this incrementally. Maybe we can get this, and we can get there eventually. But we need your prayers, and I'd ask for your prayers. And I ask you to pray for those that are our political adversaries, that we pray that their hearts change, that they have a change in their souls, that they understand that this is brutal, a disgusting process. And having gone to Catholic school growing up, we were shown a video called The Silent Scream. And I'll tell you, it's something that every young person needs to see, because I think it really brings it home. I was lucky. I was raised in a Catholic family where there was just no exception as far as life goes. You defend life. Every life is precious. But I'll tell you, when you see that video when you're in 6th or 7th grade, that just reaffirms everything. And then if you need more more affirmation of what you believe, wait till you hold your first child, and then your second, and now eventually our third. And I'm so happy that now, not only do we find out we had a healthy baby, we know we're having a baby girl, so now we can refer to her as Mary Deanne. We can call her by her name, and our children call her by her name. And so we're preparing for Mary's arrival in our family. And so, again, it's a great honor for me to be here, and I think it's always important to remember, like I said, that we pray for souls to change, and that we know and understand that there is a role for the church in this fight. And that we engage that, and that we engage beyond the Sunday service, that we engage in politics, because that's how we're going to change this, is through prayer and through getting involved in the process and making sure that we elect officials that believe what we believe. And I want to thank you again. I want to thank Teen Defenders. I want to thank all of you for coming out today, for standing up for life. So again, thank you very much, and God bless all of you.